Problem number 2. Determine the resultant moment about point A of the system of forces shown in the figure. Each square is 1 foot on a side. So, itong mga blocks na to ay 1 foot, no? Kada isang block is 1 foot. Palanan ko to vertical component of the force Q, and this is the horizontal component of the force Q. Then in here, we have the horizontal component of the force P and the vertical component of the force P. And then let us going to compute for this perpendicular distance here. As you can see, makaka-form tayo ng triangle dito. And this triangle will be used in computing for the perpendicular distance. If we have this, since we have 1 foot in each block, so we have 1 foot each for the side, and this would be the perpendicular distance D. So computing for this, we have D is just the diagonal, just the square root of 1 square plus 1 square, and that would give us square root of 2. So meaning, this distance here is square root of 2. And this 80 pounds here, so since they are parallel to each other but opposite in direction, so magki-create din ng couple ito. And this would have the distance of 2 feet. So computing for the moment at point A, so we have moment at A is equal to, for this, since we are going to compute for the moment at point A, this vertical components of force Q here ay tatama sa point A, so therefore it will not create a moment. And this horizontal component of the force Q will rotate counterclockwise with respect to point A. So therefore, it will create a negative moment, and we have the negative 4 times the horizontal components of the force Q here. And for this horizontal component of the force P, it will create a clockwise rotation with respect to point A, the same with this vertical component, which will also create a clockwise rotation. So we have for the horizontal component, so that's plus horizontal component multiplied by the distance. So the distance is the perpendicular distance from this PH here, since this is the line of action, and this would be the perpendicular distance. So we have 3 blocks, so that's equal to 3 feet. And for this vertical component here, since this is the line of action, so therefore this is the perpendicular distance, and that's 2. And it will create positive moment also, so we have here the vertical component with the force P multiplied by the distance of 2. And for this couple here, makikita natin dito, since upward to and downward to, so it will create a clockwise couple. And this one, since it's downward to the left and it's upward to the right, and it will rotate this way. So this is clockwise and this is counter. So for this, we have clockwise, it is plus, it's the magnitude of the force multiplied by the perpendicular distance. And for this, that's minus magnitude of the force, that's 100 multiplied by the perpendicular distance, square root of 2. So computing for the moment at A is equal to negative 4 multiplied by the horizontal component. So in order for us to determine the component, of course, we will determine first the slope, kasi gagamitin natin yung slope in computation. So for this, you have 1, 2, so that's 2 rise, and that's 1, so that's 1 run. And for the diagonal, that's the square root of 2 square plus 1 square, so that's square root of 5. And for this, we have 1, 2, so that's 2 rise, 1, 2, 3, 3 run. So for the diagonal, that's square root of 2 squared plus 3 squared. So that's square root of 13. So it's a diagonal. So it would be the magnitude of the force Q, so that's 100, multiplied by since this is horizontal component, so the horizontal component is 1 over the diagonal square root of 5. So we have here 1 over square root of 5. And for this, so the force P is 200. And since this is the horizontal component, so we are going to take the square root of 3 over the diagonal. So we have going to take this horizontal component 3 and this diagonal. So we have here 3 over square root of 13 plus the vertical component, so it's the magnitude 200 multiplied by the vertical component, so it's 2 over the diagonal. So we have 2 over square root of 13. And, okay, nakalimutan natin yung distance. So distance 3 dito, and this distance here is 2. And we have here plus 80 times 2 minus this one. It's 100 times square root of 2. And computing for the moment at A, this will give us 560.8 pound foot. So since we have here the positive moment, so therefore the resulting moment is clockwise. And this is our answer.